Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second installment of Capital News on this fine Thanksgiving Eve. If you missed yesterday's video, I hope that you go and check it out. Hit the like button and click subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. Today we're going to be talking about Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. This is GBTC on the markets and why I think that you should be investing in this stock, or not really a stock, but it is an investment vehicle if you want exposure to Bitcoin. So right now it's currently at 2234. We have seen it run up pretty well with this bullish run by the actual Bitcoin price. You see in the past month, it's gone from right around $14. It's at 2234 right now, down a little bit for the day, but that shouldn't surprise anyone, given that tomorrow is a holiday. People might be wanting to cash in their investments for some cash to hold on to over the weekend. So let's take a look at this article. It was written about a week ago on Cointelegraph.com. Grayscale, which is the investment company that creates and sells the GBTC investment product. Grayscale now holds 500,000 Bitcoin. Let's see here. Cryptocurrency fund manager Grayscale Investments now holds more than 500,000 Bitcoin in its Bitcoin Trust. According to a November 16th Twitter post, Grayscale now holds close to $8.35 billion worth of Bitcoin, which is about 2.7% of Bitcoin's supply and market cap. And if you go ahead and factor in the 3.7 million Bitcoin that have been lost, Grayscale actually holds right around 3.37% of Bitcoin's remaining supply, appealing to institutional investors who are prepared to pay a premium to buy and hold cryptocurrency through the security of a regulated fund. Shares in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust currently represent $15.62 worth of Bitcoin each, yet change hands for $18.86. So this equates to a nearly 19% premium, and they charge an annual fee of 2%. So let's talk about why you might want to invest in Bitcoin. Not necessarily Bitcoin, but the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust that does a relatively okay job at tracking the actual Bitcoin asset. Well, first let's talk about what the GBTC investment vehicle is. And it is just that. It is an investment vehicle. So Grayscale goes around, it gets a bunch of investors, pulls this money together, and buys a lot of Bitcoin. Once it has all of this Bitcoin, it goes ahead and lists the fund. They have listed the fund on the markets, right? The public stock exchanges, so that you can go ahead and buy and have exposure to Bitcoin. So the shares in the fund track Bitcoin to a certain extent. Like the article mentioned, you are paying a premium on the cons. So why should you buy GBTC? Well, first off, let's talk about the actual process of buying Bitcoin. So when you buy Bitcoin, whether it be on Coinbase or on a software wallet or a hardware wallet, there's storage, there's privacy concerns. There are just a lot of exchange costs that come with owning a Bitcoin or a fraction of Bitcoin. Also, you have to file separate taxes for your Bitcoin assets. And this is something you don't have to worry about with GBTC. You're not owning the actual Bitcoin. You're putting money into a fund that with other people's money that invests in Bitcoin. You also don't have to worry about filing separate taxes. And since GBTC is regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, you don't have to worry about security issues, people hacking Grayscale and stealing Bitcoin. It's just not going to happen. They have to meet certain federal regulations for safety and security. Another thing, and this is especially relevant for those who have certain funds for retirement, such as a Roth IRA or 401k or a 403b. If your employer allows you to invest in certain funds that are not necessarily employer approved and gives you freedom in investing, this is a great way of putting away 2 to 15% of your portfolio and getting exposure to Bitcoin, right? Because you cannot actually buy Bitcoin on public exchange markets. It's just not available right now. And Bitcoin ETFs have been banned by the SEC. So this is really your only option if you want exposure to Bitcoin as a hedge against a lot of things, inflation, or if you just believe that Bitcoin is the future, digital assets are the future. It's a great way to invest, maybe put a little bit of your retirement money in Bitcoin. And third, really is no way, or I guess there is a way, but it's very inefficient for one person to trade Bitcoin for other stocks. Let's say you own Bitcoin and you wanted to trade directly for a share of Tesla stock. You just can't do it because Bitcoin is not traded on public exchanges, right? You'd have to sell your Bitcoin to someone else for money. You'd have to transfer that money to a separate account and then buy the Tesla stock. Now, if you own Bitcoin in your portfolio, it would be relatively easy to trade a share of Bitcoin or multiple shares of Bitcoin for a share of Tesla stock, since both are on publicly traded exchanges. It'd be very simple. You just sell your Bitcoin and buy Tesla stock. That is a benefit and a convenience not offered when you own Bitcoin on its own in a software or hardware wallet. Now, I personally see Bitcoin continuing to rise. I know there have been a lot of predictions out there that Bitcoin is going to keep going up to 200,000 to 100,000. I think that it's going to sit right around the 20 to 25,000 range for the next month or two, definitely. But I do see it rising, especially with incoming stimulus. Interest rates are going to be kept low. The Fed has said this through 2023, possibly through 2024, which means that the yields on bonds are going to continue to be at record lows. When yields on bonds are at record lows, people pull their money out and invest in stocks. That's why we have seen this sort of huge rise in the stock market. Demand is just up for stocks because the returns on bonds are so low. So I think that Bitcoin is another investment vehicle that will see a lot of demand as a hedge for both low interest rates and also inflation with continued fiscal stimulus that will, I believe, eventually catch up to the U.S. economy. We have seen the M2 money supply increase exponentially in the past few months. There's absolutely no way, even if it doesn't happen this year, that in the future we won't experience inflation. And when that inflation does hit, at least you'll own some Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is a stable asset and a store of value to hedge against inflation. So you'll see increased demand in Bitcoin because just to earn a return higher than that offered by the low interest rate bonds. And you will also, and I believe that Bitcoin is a great hedge against inflation in the future. And if you want all of that, great returns and a hedge against inflation, but you want that with the security and convenience of a publicly traded investment product, then look no further than GBTC when making your next investment choice. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hoped that it helped you. And please click the like button if you enjoyed the video, if it helped you, and click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos just like this. I'll try to upload daily. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.